Good evening, good afternoon, older friends and the new friends. Welcome. For older friends, most information to you is older one, but welcome you stay. Welcome you stay. So today I'm going to have briefly seminar about chemistry computations in the US and how to prepare for it. In today's presentation, I will focus on 3 parts. The first one, chemistry computations in US, including USNCO, to be the chemistry challenge and the WCT. The second part, the strategy, how to achieve these computations, and my teaching and the coaching philosophies. I also will share some achievement from my students. There's so much information, but I will keep it as briefly as I can. I'm sure you will have lots of questions. Please let me finish my presenting first, so we will have plenty time for Q&A. The Chemistry Olympiad, including US Chemistry Olympiad and International Chemistry Olympiad. US Chemistry Olympiad, we call it USNCO. International Chemistry Olympiad, we call it IChO, IChO. For the US Chemistry Olympiad, USNCO, there are 4 tiers. There are 4 tiers of computation, which it is the most prestigious chemistry computation for high school students around the world. The USNCO or Chemistry Olympiad, beginning your local section Chemistry Olympiad, begin the first one, the local section Chemistry Olympiad exam. So let's go to tier 1. Tier 1, we call USNCO local section exam. Chemistry Olympiad, USNCO, is under the ACS, American Chemical Society. And local exam started high school, through the high school, and work with local coordinator. So each section, they have 1 or 2 coordinators. And the registration time normally in January and February. Right now, it is a time for high school students to register local section exam. Local section exam totally have 60 multiple questions. Students will spend 10 minutes to finish all the exam. Depends where you are. Different local section has a different exam time. But based on the ACS policy, this exam has to be done by March 31st. In other words, exam have to be done between March 1st and the last day of March. Now, how many students took this exam? About 16,000. So this number I got 3-4 years ago. Now each year the students increase. Right now I can say probably 18,000, maybe 20,000. Now there are multiple purposes for local section exam. Section purpose number 1. Each local section to select the candidates for the US national exam. So the first one, we are going to select the candidates. Each school can send up to 2 students for the national exam. That's the purpose 1. Purpose 2, some local section also award a scholarship for high performance student. So the 2. Now let's look at, so for the national exam, the candidates, so I have a number from 2015 to 2021. Now, last 2 years, 2020, 2021, it's about 800. But in the normal year, every year, there will be about 1,000 students who will take a national exam. So that's the tier 1 local section exam. Now, the tier 2 is a national USNCO national exam. And this exam, it is a day computation. So normally started at 8 o'clock, finish by 3 o'clock, and with the lunch break. The total 3 parts. The part 1, so it is a multiple choice. Now, still it's a 60 question, but it's only 90 minutes. And each question costs, it's about 1.25 points. So total should be 75 points. It's a 4 score. Part 2, it is open question, which has 8 questions. Students have to answer, calculate, but it's open question. It's not a multiple choice. And this 8 questions, students needed to finish with 105 minutes, 1 hour 45 minutes. That's the part 2. Part 3 is the lab part. There are total 2 labs. Each lab 12.5 points, totally 25 points. And the students has 90 minutes to design, to carry over, to collect the data, to analyze, to finish the lab report. So total 3 parts. That's USNCO national exam. Let's look at the first part. First part, at the beginning, we have 1,000 students are taking exam. They use multiple choice, use the first part, select top 150. So that's normally we said under top 150 come here. Beginning 16,000, select 2,000. Now layer down to 150, and that called honor roll. Now, what's the score? Students can reach 150. In the last 3 years, the score between 40 to 43. That's a question get right. So if students get 40 to 43 question right out of the 60, and the students can make national 150. Now you look at, so in my case, I always encourage our students to get at least 45. So if students in the part 1 can get a 45 question right, and I will be very comfortable, the students can make it to the national 150. 45 out of 60, which is 75%. Now, part 1, part 2, after students reach 150, now they're going to grade the part 2. If students do not reach the 150, now this year, this student is over, it's done. Now, the select 150, now they're going to grade the part 2. Part 2, totally 100 points. Combine score part 1 and part 2, the select top 50. So that's when we're talking about the top 50, it's a combined score, part 1 and the part 2. Now, once a student reach the part 2. Now they're going to grade their part 3 exam. Combine part 1, part 2, part 3. They select top 20. Top 20 students will be invited to the study camp. So when we're talking about the top 20, let's come from whole country, beginning 16,000, 2,000, to 150, to 50, to top 20, which is the best in the country. Right. Now, parents will ask, what's the normal score for students who make it to the camp? And you know what? ACS never releases score part 1 and part 3. So normally, I will encourage students to get 150 to 190. That I will encourage, which means all 3 parts between 75 to 95. However, now they have more students participate training, work hard, and the low end probably each year increase. So if our students can get 90% 3 part, and the latter one, where I will be very comfortable, so students can make it to the camp. By the way, for the national exam, normally in the local college or university. So that's the USNCO national exam. Now, what do we cover in the Olympic exam? Local and the national, they have total 10 topics. Each topic has 6 questions. And all these 10 topics cover all the topics in the chemistry, all the area, such as inorganic chemistry, analytical chemistry, organic chemistry, biochemistry, and the physical chemistry. So basically, all the chemistry in the college level and the USNCO will have a question. And most of the questions is much, much above the AP chemistry, advanced chemistry level, especially in the national exam. Especially in the national exam, okay? Now, let's go to next one. Tier 3, which is a study camp. See, we beginning 16,000, now to the 1,000, now go to the 20, right? In the camp, those students, top 20 invited to the camp. In the camp, students spend about 2 weeks. About 2 weeks. And in these 2 weeks, they're going to have intensive training. They have a lecture by college professors. They have a lab part, right? And they have lots of exams. They have lots of exams. And you know what? Within these 2 weeks, and the students, through the exams, they're going to select the top 6. We said national team. And from this top 6, they have additional exam. They select the top 4, which we call the US national exam for the International Chemistry Olympiad, for the IChO. Now here I show you a picture. So this picture is from 2019. This one is from 2019. I can tell you in these photos, because of the time, I'm not going to show you one by one. In these photos, there are 10 students from JPH class. This is from 2019, 10 students. And can you see it? There are 2 girls. The 2 girls, one is Iris, one is Jenny. Both girls is from this class. I can tell you, almost all the years, and the girl students, all is from our class. So that's the camp. Now, out of the camp, the 4 students will represent each country for the International Chemistry Olympiad. And you know what? In the International Olympiad, as you know, the most talented chemistry students meet the hosting country for 2 weeks. 2 weeks. Exam, actually, in this stage, exam is not critical, to be honest. Right? Exam only 2 days, 1 day for the theory, 1 day for the lab. But you know what? Most, not only about scientific computation, but it's what? It's a build a network, create international friendship, and the cultural exchange. It's so fun. So I heard so many beautiful stories from those who attended International Chemistry Olympiad. Here I show you 2 pictures. So in the left side, which is 2018, and in here we had 1 student, Andrew Wu, from our local class, win the golden medal. In the right side, that's from this year, 2021. So we have 2 students from JPH class, Yi Tian and Nikhil. So 2021 is online, but the hosting country is Japan. Now, we do every year, we have so many students advanced to the study the camp and went to the international. And some parents asked us, wondering, what's the secret for us have these results? And let me tell you, US Chemistry Olympiad exams are the race. It's not just exam. If students took this exam, took it home, spend a day or 5 hours to finish those exams, and they can do very well. But Olympiad exam, not just the exam, it is a race. It is a race. Why? Number one, the question is so hard. The question is so hard. There are lots of calculation. Number one. Number two, we have a very limited time, such as part one, 60 questions, 90 minutes. We can do the math. Each question only 1.5 minutes. Lots of calculation. So I tell you, the secret is that Chemistry Olympiad exam is a race. In order to win the race, students have to be accuracy and speed during the exam. So for this reason, the way I'm going to train students is that number one, we are going to have systematically training students so that the students have a very solid foundation, just like a rock. Number one. Number two, the students have a super ability to solve the problem. Only have a foundation and a stronger ability so that students will win the race. Now, the second competition, it is for the middle school students called UB the Chemistry Challenge. And students, it's a grade 5 to 8. And most students never learn chemistry at a school. And it's a purpose for this challenge. Number one, to inspire students to learn the science, chemistry in the very early stage. Number two, encourage students to explore. And if students do very well in the local section, and they can advance to the national level, and which people always say it's very prestigious competition for the middle school students. Right? So to be the chemistry challenge, grade 5 to 8. And like USNCO, like Olympic exam, they have multiple tiers. So beginning the local competition, normally in next month, in the March, can start from school, then you go to the state in the April, the top 2 went to the national. In the national, normally it's a June in Washington, D.C. for whole week. To be the chemistry challenge, not only for the exam, but it's also award the scholarship. Beginning like 12,000 all the way to 1,500. Now, you know what? When I look at this, and it's not just the competition, not just for the scholarship, the journey, the experience, the young students through, and that will have a significant impact down the road. You'll be the chemistry challenge. Now, the last one, the third one, the competition in the US is called the WCT, Washington University Chemistry Tournament. So here's a tournament. It's not exam. It's not the competition. It's tournament. So for WCT, the focus is the teamwork. The teamwork. You know, team students as a team, 6 to solve challenging problem, the world we are facing. But they do have individual around. Lots of fun in this one. So in the last 2 years, because of the pandemic, we exam online, the tournament hold online. But most years, we meet in St. Louis, in the WashU campus. Lots of fun and really inspiration. So this one, yeah. So we have a very good results. So you can, you know, for any annual results, you can check the WashU WC the website, or you can check our class sites. And each year, we were allowed to send 2 teams for the WCT. Now, so we discuss Chemistry Olympia, UB Chemistry Challenge, and the WCT. But you know what? The Chemistry Olympia, just the chemistry competition, just one of the part. And the students doing Chemistry Olympia and also do another science competition, because they're so good at chemistry. They're so confident what they learn in the class. And to do science ball, science Olympia, to do research, to do some research at the local college or universities. And you know what? To take these results to participate all the science competition. This is really cool. So in other words, so students in here, we learn chemistry, but much beyond chemistry. We do Chemistry Olympia, it's much beyond Chemistry Olympia. Now, in the previous many years, I have been so blessed to work with so many talent and devoting the students. They started the class at a different stage. They have a different background, but they all love chemistry. They all love computation. It's not only set a role model for young generation, but also inspire all of us. And here I wanted to select 4 students their learning experience. And I can tell you, I can tell you, to be honest, tell you, those students represent the best of this generation. Now, the first one, I want to introduce Iris Yan. It is too early to start the chemistry Olympia or chemistry class. No, it's not. So like most, Iris living with us in the local class. It's in Indiana, Carmel, Indiana. Like most Indiana local students, Iris did the chemistry Olympia. It's a typical path. It's a typical path. She started the class end of 7th grade. So class started normally it's April, right? In the 7th grade, April. Now after summer, go to the 8th grade. So started the end of the 7th grade. And step by step, systematically from the 2 years chemistry Olympia class, the 7th grade, 8th grade, 8th grade, 9th grade. Now in the 10th grade, he took advanced class and organic chemistry class. In the 10th grade in 2018, she took, first time, she took USNCO Olympia exam and make it to the camp. You know what? She is youngest camper in USNCO history until that year, youngest. Now, in the 11th grade, she continued to take advanced chemistry and organic chemistry. And again, he made a second time. He made a second time to the camper, to the camp. Now, in her senior year, and here I want to add, most of the students, in the senior year, you already accept the college, right? And want to take a break, but he did not. He self-study and also have a lab training in my lab, right? So the big picture is what? It's go to the IChO, get a gold medal. But you know what happened, right? 2020, this is not a good year for all of us, even for the world. The cancel inside on-site chemistry Olympia in US and international, right? Yeah, but you know what? What she achieved, it's much, much beyond the USNCO, right? And you look at what she said. Now, have lots of experience, and when study USNCO or Olympia, pace yourself. Be resilient and sustain. Now, and everyone, you will meet Iris in August. Each year, we will have called USNCO and the IChO panelist discussion. And we did last year, we will do this year too. So we plan on in August, and I hope you guys will come personally to meet Iris. Now, the second student I wanted to share is Alan Dean. Alan started the class, it's end of the 9th grade. And you know what? Alan is living in Chicago, Illinois. I'm in Carmel, Indiana. So we have 3.5 hours driving. Alan knew my class from his parents' friend who is in Carmel. And his parents so devoted, so committed. I can tell you, it gave me a lot of passion, just to tell you the truth. And started the end of the May, his parents drive him to Indiana every Thursday afternoon. Had a class Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and they go home Sunday. And that's in the summer of 2017. we do not have an online class. We only have a local in-person class. So online class started 2017 September. To be honest, we had online class partially for Alan. I do not want, he traveled from Chicago to Carmel every weekend. That's too much. Right, now that's the 9th grade. Now, 10th grade, Alan, 10th grade is just when we had the online class and we moved to the online class. And the 10th grade, Alan took advanced chemistry and organic chemistry. And in that year, 2018, who made it to the camp. Now, grade 11, you still take advanced chemistry and self-study, but I also individual coach him for the International Chemistry Olympiad. And the following year, 2019, Alan made the camp again, and also is the first alternate in the national team in the 5th place. Alan did lots of great chemistry. See what he said. Right, you find the different study style fit for you and build a stronger foundation before go to focus topic. Spend lots of time to practice. Of course, Alan said, I'm willing to help. I know what he means. I really know what he means. He said, you ask him for anything, he able to help. I really know. This one is much beyond the chemistry. Yeah, I know what it means. So yeah, that's the Alan's experience. Okay, now let's look at the next one. Mikhail. Right, Mikhail started the class in the 9th grade. Finished honors chemistry at the school. And because he learned so much, and it's just crazy for the chemistry. So I suggest that you go to the advanced class. Meantime, took organic chemistry. So in the 10th grade, he made it to the national top 50. Now, 11th grade, continue take advanced class and organic chemistry. And in the 2020, make it to the top 50. In the 12th grade, he just so enjoy chemistry, never give up, so determined, right? And Mikhail still take organic chemistry, advanced chemistry and self-study, and I personally coach him for the International Chemistry Olympiad. And the last year, 2021, in the first time, he tried many times. This is the 3rd time he made it to the camp and make it to the international, make it to the US national team, get the silver medal. And as most of you know that, normally students go to the international, need to go to camp twice. You go to camp once, then you go the 2nd time, you may have a big chance, go to the international. Mikhail is only went to camp 1st time, make it to the international, right? Now, Mikhail tell us we have willing to spend lots of time, willing, not by parents, not by teacher, by ourselves. Right? Preparing study is good, but you know what? Enjoy, no stress out. No stress out. So Mikhail, now last one, the first one is IChO. It's too late to start the chemistry Olympiad, to compete. Is it too late? No. IChO gave us its incredible example. Right. IChO joined my class in the 11th grade. Not only 11th grade, but it's what? It started in September. Classes for the advanced class started June, the 1st week of June. And basically, he missed 3.5 months the class, right? And before she joined the class, I had a very, very open, honest phone call with her parents. Very open. No, I do have my concern, right? So you join the class in the middle of the class. You started late, very late, 11th grade. And you know what? And after we had phone call, I was so convinced. I was so convinced. And he is going to do the Olympiad, not her parents. He wanted to do that. He wanted to do that. And indeed, you know that, right? And I started class in the September. And after a couple of months, 2020 April, she made it to the camp. And in the senior year, she continued working on it, took advanced class, do organic chemistry. And last year, 2021, in her senior year, already accepted to MIT, right? And he made it to the US team and they get gold. It's a gold medalist. And you know what? There's so many inspiring stories. It's so beautiful. So beautiful. Yeah. So look at Yitian share us. See, because she missed the class. He just like, oh, regular class is the best. Right? Take notes, office hour. But you know what? When students miss class, we do offer the videos recording. And you know, she took all the recordings. She said, I can finish it by my own pace, which is so beautiful, right? And also, the USNCO is for everyone, not only for several boys, right? For everyone, as long as we work on it, right? Yeah, it's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. I tell the truth. All the stories really inspire me every day, every minute, every year. So we were invited some students to come back to share their experience. And this year, the panelists will be August. I hope I can see all the parents, okay? Now, here is the recent results from last year, USNCO camp, right? And you know what? When I look at this list, the 11 students from our class, they have seniors, they have juniors, they have sophomore, they have freshmen. And you know what? For the first time, 2 freshmen, 2 ninth grade make it to the camp. First time, I'm going to show you who. Nathan and Mingwen. Nathan not only make it to the top 20, but also make it to the top 6. Let me tell you, Nathan with me just for 2 years. Never had a chemistry before. And when I see these results, I cannot believe what I see. I just tell you the truth, right? So that's the one I wanted to share. And you know what? We have 2 girls, right? 2 girls, you see? And you know what? Whole camp, just like 2019, whole camp, 2 girls from our class. 2021, every year, just to tell you, every year, if there is girls, it's from here. So this year, last year, also 2 girls. Yeah, I want to say a couple more words. Our girls as good as boys, if not better. Right. So I want to hear parents at home. Yeah, we need to encourage our girls to do the science, to the Olympiad. I really want you to do that. Okay. Now also, in the last year, in the first time, we send the students. See, we do some contribution for Canada National Chemistry Olympiad. Yeah, Matthew, yeah, make it to the top 20. Okay, make it to the top 20. Really, we are so excited. Okay, we are so excited. Now let's look at. So that's some results. Recently, or not recently, actually, it's the beginning. The 2008. That's the first time we had, you know, it's a long story. We have a class help individual students. It's a Nathan Benjamin. That's overall results we did, and I'm very pleased. Very pleased not because the results, because our students, and extremely pleased for their family, and those students, you know, down the road, they will be, you know, the leader in the science different area, and it will make it the world is much, you know, beautiful than today, right? So that's the one. Now go to next one. You know what? And with incredible achievement, and surely, so any prestigious colleges will love our students to their college, right? So that's a partial results for the college administrations, partially. So in the last 60 years, so good, feels so good. So one year, I visited Cambridge, you know, the home of Harvard and the MIT, and meet so many of my students. It's just feel good. It just feel good. Not for me, just for our students and their family. And it's so good. And also, the beautiful thing is that, you know, the students in the class never meet. And they attended the same school, in the same lab. 2 weeks ago, I received an email from Vivian. Vivian is from California in the MIT. And he told me, I saw Yiqian, we are in the same lab. Both take the same lab class in the MIT. It's just so good. It's just so good, okay? Yeah, so these students in the high school love chemistry, love to compete. And in the college, they still make friends, right? Yeah. Now, how do I help my student to achieve? In my over 39 years coaching and teaching experience, students to be successful, number one is a passion. The passion, the desire to learn, to explore, number one. Number two is the confidence for the future. Number three is a persistent effort so that they can achieve greater potential. Number four is the IQ. It is the IQ. You know what? All these four are important, but the most important is the passion. So that my philosophy, my strategy for my coaching and the teaching is what? It is inspire, nurture students' passion in the chemistry and the science, and training kids to learn, training kids the ability to learn and have good learning habit. Now, training students to manage time, become lifetime learner. In terms of chemistry, so that's my life. You know, I do chemistry since middle school. Right. So very simple way, very clear way, very understandable way to transfer the knowledge, the skill to the students. And what's the purpose? The purpose two, number one, to have solid chemistry foundation. The foundation solid. Number two, have a super the problem solving skill. super powerful skill. Right. So that's the way I'm going to help my students to achieve the best. Now, in terms of class material, so the class will cover 10 topics USNCO exam required, but it's much more. It's much more. Number one, it's much deeper. Number two, it's much broader. So that when students take exam, say, what's this? We did this all the time. And some of you know me. I'm not it's a runner, like a marathon runner. No, I'm not. However, my passion, it is. When I in the college, even in US early age, like my 40 years old, I do participate the running, like a mini marathon, okay? And when I do the training, for example, it's Boulder 2020. Every year in the spring season, it's called 2020. It's a 20 kilogram. So when I prepare that computation, I always run 30 kilograms, kilometer, always 30 kilometers. You know what? Because every day, every week, I have twice 30 kilometers. The computation day is 20 kilometers. It's nothing. The same way we training our students. Okay, the training with training our students. Okay, now in terms JPH class, we have a different class. The first one is the chemistry Olympiad class. This class is for the students who have a zero chemistry knowledge. Just like I share with you about iris, right? Started very early age, and there's no zero chemistry knowledge. Now for this class, students use the handout I wrote. It's about 2,000 pages. And it's a weekly live class, 2 hours. And each class has a homework. Students have to finish the homework, submit the homework. And each chapter has 3 quizzes and 1 Olympiad exam. And each week we have office hour. I was a professor, you know that. Right. So as a professor, so each week we have office hour. But this office hour is not by TA, it's by myself. So in the office hour, it's informal. Students can ask a question. We go over the weekly homework. It's lots of fun. Okay, not only students like it, I like it too. I really enjoy it. And live class is recorded. So for any students who have conflict, cannot attend the live class. For this class, I will recommend it. The 7th grade, the 8th grade. You know what? Local here become younger. Now, local class here, many students started 6th grade. Right. So I will recommend 7 and 8. It's good started the age. Now, they do have some students. It's 10th grade, 9th grade. No chemistry knowledge, zero knowledge. And for those kids, we have a special design. We have a special path for these students. Now, the second class, we said advanced class. Right. For the advanced class, and I prefer students finish the chemistry Olympiad, the 2 years. That's the one. Or the students finish the AP chemistry from their school. Right. Or some students are finish honors chemistry, but for those students, I wanted to give some evaluation. The very few students, extremely outstanding, like 8th grade, yeah, very few. Every year has very few. Yes, can take advanced class too. For the advanced class, it's the class level much deeper, much broad, and the homework much more intense. The class, it is weekly class. It's not 2 hours. It's 2.5 hours. So it's from 7:05 to 9:30. But you have a weekly homework for each topic. You have weekly homework, and the homework it is about USNCO now. As I said, you have to train students in high level, and when we take an exam, it's nothing. Okay. Now also we have one evaluation exam, right? And it has a 4 mark USNCO. It's a 4 exam. It's a different stage. See, that exam based on what? Based the previous year USNCO and even IChO exam. Each topic, we have a quiz. Normally one class, every week we have a quiz. And each topic, we have an Olympiad exam. And the class recording also is available. For this class, I will recommend it 9th grade to 12th grade. Like I just shared, the 3 students start 9th grade, start 11th grade. Now, in order to very well prepare our students to compete, besides regular class, I also offer the free, extensive, and intensive training. We have a decoding class bi-weekly, beginning August to April. Right. We have advanced organic chemistry. We have question of the week. We have lab design of the month. All this is to help students prepare for the national exam, for the Olympiad exam. And also we have a WCT training. Next month, we're going to do that. We have a spring break lab camp, and also it's free. So 1 week, students only, that one on-site in Indiana, in Carmel. So we have a pre-start camp training. So when students make it to the camp started in June. So in the May, we have a training. And we have a pre-IChO lab training. So before students go to the international, then we have lab training. We have office hour too. We have office hour too. Any students need individual attention, we have office hour. Now, very excited part is what? Very excited part, it is a panelist forum. We did it last year, we're going to do this year, and the students share their experience, and lots of fun. And even 2 weeks ago, there is a students send me, can you send me a recording? Can you send me the slides? I wanted to listen one more time before the national exam. It's so inspiration, right? Now, here picture, I hope you will like it. You know what? Every year, they will have some exciting events. Number one is what? It's the beginning May, which is the time to announce the top 20. The top 20 students announced it's not by email, not by phone call. ACS call each student. Congratulations, you make it to the camp. That's the one. The second one is what? So after the camp, when US team is announced, that we want to make it to the team. So excited. Now, next one is what? It's IChO results. So that's what they reminded me. So like last year, when Yitian and Nikhil represent the US, to take exam, we have FaceTime almost every day, FaceTime, and they share their experience. What's the result? It's so excited. Yeah, it's so excited. Now, that's all I have to share with you very briefly. There's so much information, but because of the time, I'm open to any questions. Any questions? Now, what I will suggest. See, did you see there is a checkbox? Yeah, if you can, please send your question to this box and also send it to everyone so that I do not need to read your question. But in the case, if some question you want, one-to-one talk to me, and we can do that. Now, can we do that one next tomorrow or sometimes? So on the phone. Yeah. Right now, if you have any question, I will put for you send it by the chat box, and send it everywhere. Yeah. Haha, very good question. Samuel, okay, send me email. I have tons of questions. Yeah, I will get it to you. Yeah, once you finish the local and the national exam, I have all the questions here. And let me tell you, if you can finish all my questions, and you will make it to the IChO. Many years ago, there's a student, David Liang, local students, who get a gold medal in Moscow. David Liang get a gold medal in Moscow, and his mommy said, "Can you give him more questions?" And I did. Actually, I gave him all the questions I have, and I told his mommy, I said, "Now, David is ready now. If he cannot get gold medal, he will get a silver medal. Because if he finish all the questions I have, and indeed he get gold medal." Yeah. Very good question. You know what? Yes, some school do not have this program, but I'm not going to worry because USNCO for the high school kids, and it's very simple to do that. Either number one, you can talk to the teacher, and you said we wanted to participate in USNCO, and the teacher will do that. Because the school didn't do that before, because before no one wanted to do that. That's the one. Or if a school said, no, I don't want to do it, then you can contact your local coordinator. You contact him or her, and I will help you. This is a list. No, this is just an example. Don't worry. I will help you. If you need help, you send me an email. Okay. This year I really don't know. You know what? I'm waiting too for the part 3, and it's the reason personally I thought probably will not have a part 3. Why? Because this year the Olympia hosting country in China, and you know that, right? China has a zero tolerance the policy, right? And I don't think that the students were allowed to go to China. I don't know, we may change. But however, there's another way to have a part 3. Which way? So they can, hosting country said, okay, we are going to have we have a theory, but also we are going to have a lab. And each country going to organize. And this is possible. So that's why you go to USNCO website, they never say there's no lab, right? If already make a decision, I said, oh, no lab. No, they do not have it. So for those students, you are in the class advanced or class of 2020, we will have a lab training. I planned we are going to have a lab training. On this, the announcement, no lab. Then we will use that time to different things. Okay. Office hour. Depends which class. Different class is different. For example, the class 2020 office hour in the Friday, 9 o'clock, and the class 2021 office hour is a Sunday, 8 to 9. So it depends which class. Yeah, different class is a different time. Office hour. Office hour is a separate. It's not 1 hour. No, not like all in the one place. Different class have a different office hour. For example, the new class going to start it in April, they will have a separate office hour. The evaluation exam for new students normally it's for the advanced class. Normally, some parents ask, can we do some evaluation? I said, sure. Right, it's for the new students, for the advanced, for the the 2 years class, we are not going to do evaluation because that class basically for zero chemistry knowledge. I'm not going to worry about the level. 10th grade, well, like, oh, very good question. I love your question. Now it depends. Depends. For example, if a student started early, the 10th grade, suppose probably make it to the camp like Iris. Iris, of course, understanding, but it's not the only one, right? So if students even 9th grade to make it to the camp, depends. If students never learn chemistry before, and you know what, probably the beginning class, but I do have a design for 10th grade students because they started late, right? No, should it be based 2? Based part 1, part 2, no, never based 1. Right? As I said, now let's go back. For the total 50, 150, it's always it's a combination. Where? Here. And let's look at, okay. Hold on. Oh, here, give me a minute. Okay, I'm find it here. See, they use a scantron. They use a scantron decide what top 150. Then top 150, the score part 1 score carry over, combine with part 2, then get the top 50. Always is combined. Yes, very good question, Alex. Question of the week is harder than national exam. That's right. All I can say, probably some question is the same level. Very good question. Yes, it is. Yeah, I encourage you are going to do that, Alex. Why not? Of course, 11th grade to advanced class. Why not? Yes, we should too. Yeah. So for example, typical. Let me tell you, if a student who is 9th grade right now never learn chemistry, and I'm expecting his 10th grade, he should be able to take advanced class. Haha, very good. Good. I like this one. Okay. 10th grade, take AP chemistry right now. I think he should take advanced class. And the next year, 2023, should be very competitive. Should be very competitive, extremely competitive. No, not too late. Not too late. Not too late. Let's look at it. Let me show you. It's not too late. The key point is the passion. It's look at Yiqian started the class. It's 11th grade. 11th grade started what? August, right? It's September. And let me tell you something, right? Yiqian took an exam in the 10th grade. In other words, you already took a local exam, not advanced to the national. You get my point? But he took a class 11th grade, and the following year, basically September to the April, he made it to the camp. Not too late. No, it's not. It's not. Yeah, but I just want you know, all this, we need to work together with students, right? Because he's going to do that. I will do my best to coach, to help. Yeah, very good question. Some students, set up the lab at the basement and car garage. Alan set the lab in his basement. Brendan Yap make it win the gold in the international. Brendan, and he has a lab in his basement. And after he's done lab in the basement, or I do not have a Brendan here, and he transfer the lab equipment to the Alan. Yeah, please call me. Yeah, please call me. We will discuss more detail. Yeah, I will do my best. I'm so excited. Right. Now, more question, please. Okay, if no question, probably I'm going to conclude our meeting. And I appreciate everyone spend the time with us. And if any question, you can send us email, and also we have WeChat information, so we can off the line to any question we can continue. Okay. Any more questions? No. Yeah, I can stay here if anyone you have more question to ask, then I will stay here for a couple more minutes. Okay, right? Yeah, I will stay here for a couple more minutes. Okay.